1965 Triumph TR4A. This is the IRS model as well, so independent rear suspension, which if you've driven them both, or the earlier cars, it does make quite a big difference. As you can see, it's finished in that lovely cream Old English white colour with a nice contrasting black hood, and the steel wheels with the nice chrome hubcaps. Personal favourite of mine. Let's start by having a look at the bodywork. If we start on this driver's side, if you look down the side of the car, it is nice and straight all the way down there. Panel gaps are good by Triumph standards. Really good by Triumph standards. There's normally a little bit of kick out at the bottom of the door there on these sort of models, but actually not on this one. That's really good. Right, driver's front wing. That's all nice and clean and tidy. No real marks or anything to note. The arch inside is lovely and clean all the way around, as you can see. Even down the bottom there. Really good. No sign of any corrosion or anything coming through there. Steel wheels, I'm guessing, have been redone at some point because they're in lovely condition. And the chrome on the hubcaps is fantastic. You can see more of me than you can of the actual hubcap. Really nice and clean. Even the badge is really, really good, as you can see. And it's a good Bridgestone tyre on there. Plenty of meat left on that. Continuing down the driver's side, you'll see the top of this wing all nice and clean. All the chrome trim is lovely as well. There's a tiny bit of pitting in the side marker housing, but the rest of it is lovely and clean all the way along. If we have a look along the sill on this side, you can see, again, nice and clean, nice and tidy all the way along. No sign of any corrosion. Underneath, again, all nice and tidy. There is a small chip in the door here, where by the looks of things, at some point, it's been out of adjustment and sort of just caught that wing. It's not doing it currently. There's a little bit of a mark in the paint just there. Doesn't look like most of that would polish out, to be fair. Nice and clean going along that door. Tiny little mark just here, but again, that looks like it would polish out. That is me being quite picky. Nice and clean along the top of the door. Has been a chip here that's been touched in with some paint that's slightly off colour. A little bit of pitting in the door handle. And then onto this rear arch. Again, lovely and clean down the bottom there. Nice and sharp all the way around. Lovely and clean all the way around. Another good Bridgestone tyre. Really nice chrome hubcap again. All this chrome trim along here is nice. Paint's cracked ever so slightly in the seam there, which is kind of common. That's what they tend to do. Paint sort of drops into the seams a little bit and cracks. It's done that on this one. Coming round onto the rear bumper, or bumperettes if you like. They sit nice and straight and level. It's on quite a nice plate as well, actually. Got correct badge on there. You've got Triumph in the middle, TR4A and IRS on the right hand side. These seams down here, they're all nice and clean and tidy, as you can see. Have another look underneath from here. You can see that lower half of the valance is all good. The exhaust is nice and level. Chassis rails and everything all nice and clean under there. And coming up onto the boot lid, there is a little bit of what we would call orange peel, which you can just see in the right light, ever so slightly there. Again, a proper polish would correct most of that. A little bit of pitting in the filler cap, but nothing major. Same goes on the hinges. And then coming around on the passenger side again, if you look up this side, nice and straight. Panel gaps on this side are good as well. Nice and clean on that rear quarter. This arch, again, lovely and sharp all the way around. A little bit of dirt there, but ignore that. Like I say, no sign of any corrosion, really, really good. Slight scuff on the outside of the arch, but it does feel like it's sitting on top of the paint. So again, that looks like it would polish off. Another good Bridgestone tyre. Steel wheeling hubcap. Chrome trim down this side again, nice and tidy. Same problem on this side, so it's cracked ever so slightly on the seams. It hasn't caused any corrosion or anything. Just a crack in the paint. See the sill on this side. Lovely and clean all the way up. Have a look underneath the car from here as well. Nice and tidy under there. No real marks to note on the passenger door. And then on the front wing, we've got a little bit of a mark here, which again feels a bit like some tar or something like that. It looks like it will coming off. There is a scratch here that won't polish out. That is an actual scratch, whereas this is some tar or something like that. Slight chip in the arch on the front there that's been touched in with the wrong colour. The arch itself, sharp and solid all the way around. No sign of any corrosion. Lovely and clean inside the arches all the way around. And your final matching Bridgestone tyre and good wheeling, steel wheel and chrome hubcap. Round up the front, that bumper again, so it's nice and straight and level. Grill's clean and tidy. Both headlights and indicators clear, no cracks, no signs of any moisture. Little mark on the bumper just here. Bonnet, all nice and straight and level. It's not ripply or covered in any dents or anything like that. Little mark, just, that's a bit of polish, ignore that. Nice and tidy on that leading edge, there's no stone chips or anything in there. Bonnet's lovely and smooth. On the bottom of the windscreen, again, that's nice and tidy all the way around. Black convertible hood on this one. Nice and clean. Quite often these things get stored with the hoods down and they end up with creases down the middle. That hasn't happened. Rear window's lovely and clear as well. It's not got any sort of folded over lines or anything in it. Interior wise, got black seats with the white piping. Nice and tidy on that driver's seat. You sort of don't really have a rear seat. You've got a sort of rear bench if you were to use it as anything. Not really a seat, it's more for storage than anything, isn't it? Nice and clean back there. It's got a Triumph badged motor liter steering wheel, but the wrap from the vinyl or the leather is coming away in a couple of spots. The metalwork's all nice. It either wants retrimmed or replaced. It shows 46,000 miles. Again, if you check the description, we'll detail what we know about sort of history and things like that on it. The wood on the dash, nice and clean and tidy. It is missing something from the centre section there. All the carpet set is nice and dark and black. It's not ingrained with any dirt or anything like that. Pop the bonnet while we're in there. Into the boot. Nice and clean and tidy in here. It's got some carpet to the bottom, but nothing on the sides. Again, you can get a good look in there. No corrosion, nothing nasty coming through. There's a spare set of wipers and some seals there, should you need it. Normally you've got to put a bit of force on one of those, actually that's nice. Sits nice and easy. Got to sort of force the handle to turn. Nice and clean on this door card. Door shuts on this side again, tidy. No real wear on that seat either. This side of the dash, the wood's all nice. There is a bit of a marker on the top of the dash on the leather bit there. And under the bonnet, you've got that 4-cylinder, 2-litre twin carb, twin Strombergs. Inner wings and everything nice and tidy, all your plaques and everything clear and visible. Even on the bottom there's nice. Bulkhead's all good. And then driver's side, same story. It's had presumably a bit of brake fluid leak because there's a bit of paint damage around the cylinders. Looks to be quite a recent battery as well. Lovely and clean on that inner wing. Underneath the bonnet, all nice and tidy as well. Get it started up, we'll hop in. Tiny little bit of choke. Ticking over nice and happy there. Nothing nasty flying out the back. Give it a little bit of a rev. Again, nothing nasty flying out. Starts on the button. Been with us a couple of days, always starts up quite happily. So there you have it. Triumph TR4A IRS. If you've got any more questions, please let us know. Thank you.